Hello everyone. First of all, I just wanted to apologize that I'm back in the car again. This seems to be about the only spot that I can find to make a quick video and just get some thought and whatever it put into it without any kind of external things going on. So my video today is about all the systems, how they are collapsing, and how it is the birth of Agenda 2030. Now, a lot of people, if they just happen to stumble upon this video and they haven't kept up with their own research and just watch the news and believe what they're seeing in real time is actually all that's going on and that there's nothing going on behind the scenes, this is going to be a video that may be difficult to watch because there is a lot that is hidden that will come to light. It will come to light in a brand new package for you. And the people that have put this new package in place for you are counting on that you don't see the true picture until it's actually in around you and you're living it. So what I am talking about is Agenda 2030, and it is also known as the New World Order, and I'm sure many people have heard that term. A lot of really disturbing stuff going on right now, and if you're not paying attention, you won't even realize that it's all connected. Every little piece is connected. So you can look back at the beginning of February if you like, if you want to look back just a couple months ago, but there is so much farther you can go back. But I want to talk about what's happening specifically right now, current events, with how everything is being set up in the background. So if for any of you that haven't paid attention, I do not watch mainstream news most of the time, so I do not know what they have let out or talked about as far as the East Palestine derailment in Ohio. And I'm not going to go into it big, but it's all part of the puzzle pieces and where this is going, I truly believe. First of all, I got to tell you about this YouTuber that you should really check out. I found her a few months ago when I was looking into this East Palestine, Ohio train derailment, and I'm telling you, this woman can connect dots like you would not believe. So her name is Squirrel Tribe. Check her out. She's got lots of subscribers, and she just, like I said, she can really connect the dots, continuous research, and if you really want to know what's going on, start listening to her. So the beginning of February, I think it was around the 4th of February, 2023, there was a train derailment that was carrying vinyl chloride that derailed, and it was called East Palestine was the place that it happened. Very, very small. Do believe a lot of farming land there. So just a very small population, small place. So when the two trains collided, there was a lot that happened. So in order to keep the people safe, this was poisonous, this vinyl chloride, people were evacuated. They were evacuated. They were evacuated for 5 days. 5 days. And what happened between the time they left their home and what they came back to was that the company or whoever was cleaning it up did what they called a controlled burn off. I don't know if that's what they even, it's been a while since I've just even heard this lingo, but I'm pretty sure it's like a controlled burn off is what they were calling it. So they did this controlled burn off, or what people thought was controlled, and they sent the people back within 5 days. Right after this control burn happened, there was someone I know, there was a video that I caught of someone there. They had tested the water, and the water from this pond was no longer clear. It was like a Mountain Dew color, right? So they told the people that they did this controlled burn off, things were looked after, they can go back, things are safe, right? Well, that I don't believe is true. That many people don't believe is true. The experts that had nothing to do with Norfolk Southern and the people that cleaned it up claim that it was not a controlled burn at all. And if you've been paying attention to it and you've seen the big, looked like a mushroom cloud after they so-called did the controlled burn, there was a mushroom type cloud over the whole place, right? Are those people safe? They're telling people that there are no traces of vinyl chloride now, or there wasn't. This was back a couple months ago. No, it's safe. You know, we've tested for vinyl chloride. That's not present, or anything that was on that, not present, right? Like not harmful. Sorry, my dog's outside. He's barking, so I was just looking to see what he's barking at. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting. And I'm starting with this. I'm going to connect a lot of other dots. This is not going to be all this video is about. I just wanted to simply say that when something's burnt off, when you know yourself, when you change something, when you light a chemical on fire, when you change something you've done to it, it now becomes something else. So they were literally telling people that no, hey, there's no vinyl chloride present anymore. But as you know, that's probably a lie, because it's turned into something else now that it was burned. And you're going to have to look at yourself on the particulars of all that, because there's a lot to it. And there's been many train derailments since. There's a lot of farmland there too, which is interesting, because if you understand what Agenda 2030 is about, the government and all those over you are going to take the farmland, and they plan on taking it and herding you into what's called a 15-minute city. They talk more and more about these 15-minute cities all the time. So was that derailment that happened? Was that somehow planned? Don't know. Could have been. Looks like it might have been. Looks like they did the wrong thing with that so-called controlled burn-off. There's been experts that say they could have done a lot of different stuff. They could have controlled it a lot differently than they did, and to make it safe. But they purposely didn't. So you have that. You have the 15-minute city. You have what I would call the complete breakdown of medicine, the medical system, which, if you understand what the medical system is, it's a Rockefeller medicine system, and it should be dismantled. You've got that. That's being dismantled currently. You got your financial system. You got your banks. I'm sure even on mainstream news, they're talking about the banking system's collapsing. We have farmers that are admitting that they are told. I know there's an Ontario farmer, and I do believe I put it up in one of my other videos, and I can't even watch it. He's showing us dumping 30,000 gallons of milk, and I don't know how often he has to do it, but he's told by the government to do so. Yeah, he's got to do that if he wants to become, stay a farmer. Everything in our world is fake right now. Everything is going to be fake. Your freedom is going to be fake, because you're going to think you have freedom, but you don't. You're not going to have any freedom. You're not. See, the beginning started a long time ago with a plan. But the true beginning to the end that we actually see put in place happened 3 years ago, when the rest happened. It's all being done through deception and lies, manipulation. It's all being done through that. This whole takedown of the systems you currently know, it's all from deception. It really is. See, if you look into the military and some of the information that they put out, it's pretty disturbing. And I'm going to see if I can find a Deagal chart, because if anybody's ever seen those and look at the projections of the population, this is a military document. They're planning on there being a whole lot less people in 2025 than there is right now. And that's 2 years from now. I think the U.S., perhaps maybe 30 million less. In one country, 30 million less people. Gone. Where'd they go? See, if you don't think that you were lied to during that, the C-19 thing, then you're not going to have any idea what I'm talking about. Now, many people figure, since now we're seeing it being normalized for people that are in their 20s to drop dead of heart attacks because they were exercising. Well, that's normal. Or, people in their teenage years getting myocarditis and all that stuff. That's just normal stuff, right? People dropping dead of what's called sudden adult death syndrome. Oh, that's just the way it's always been, right? Sure. Your mindset now, a lot of you, is that is exactly how it's always been. You know why? Because you told yourself that. You've been brainwashed and you decided to really believe that, but that you wanted to believe it. You've been brainwashed without you knowing, but you've also kind of went along with it. Hey, that sounds normal. In 2019, no, but it was very strange for people to just drop dead that were young and healthy and fit or whatever. Now it's totally normal. Totally normal. See, the big agenda, and the big part of this agenda that is not, many people are not aware of, is it is a depopulation agenda. It is way more easier to control a small amount of people than it is a big group of people, right? And, clearly there's too many people that are made of carbon wasting their breath and killing us, right? Like when we breathe out, that's, we are carbon, and that is what they're trying to get rid of. If you just listen to what they're trying to do, they tell you. But because we are all just trying to struggle right now. We're all struggling just to have money, to have a roof over our heads, or food in our bellies, or gas that we need to put in our car to go and have our job to get that food, right? We're all so preoccupied with all of that, we don't see all these systems being set up. We don't even understand why. We don't. Why are farmers dumping 30,000 gallons of milk? Why are they being told to? Why is Bill Gates putting up a whole lot of farmland? Why is meat all of a sudden bad for us? Oh, meat's horrible. We want to see you eat something full of protein, but not meat. I mean, we don't want cows and all that. We want bugs. Sure, bring on the bugs. They're sustainable. And they're not bad for our environment. So there's a depopulation agenda, there's an agenda to take over farmland, there's the financial system that's supposed to collapse, that is going to collapse. I shouldn't say supposed to. It's all supposed to happen. It's just, you're told that it's just happening randomly. And hey, it's okay. Canada has implemented doctor-assisted suicide, and that's okay. I was I made a video. I made a video on MAID. It was a short back a while back. I don't know, last fall. And someone just commented on it a few days ago. And I found the comment very interesting. Because the same comments that will come up with abortion are now coming up with doctor-assisted suicide. And in this video, I had put up how the disabled were being targeted. You know, the disabled, the poor, you know, it's so great the Canadian government now is providing you with another option. If you don't want to struggle for your little spot here on earth because things are too expensive, we'll just let you go on the list and we'll suicide you. That's a good thing, right? That's what they're trying to tell. So this guy, or girl, I'm assuming guy, it seemed like, told me that since I was concerned about MAID and people being targeted that were disabled and maybe not having the mental capacity or whatever, and that will choose that, because I'm concerned about that I was being self-righteous. I was self-righteous because what? Was I going to take care of them? Same thing I've heard about abortion. Same exact argument I've heard. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Look after all the unwanted babies? Like, aren't you self-righteous? I've heard the exact same comments. Where did those come? Why would people all come up with the same argument that are supportive of something that is clearly just meant to make people off themselves or kill their young or whatever? Why would that be an argument from all of them? They've been indoctrinated with that argument. The people that made the whole scenario gave them the argument. Yeah, I've looked after babies, I've looked after disabled, I've looked after the elderly. I was a nurse. There used to be places that actually would look after people like that. Wasn't there? Wasn't that our tax payments are supposed to be, you know, for the hospitals to look after these people, or, you know, good medical care we're supposed to get? What happened to all those places? Time for them to go. Time to go. Am I self-righteous because I don't think that the Canadian government should be persuading people to suicide themselves because they have made life so about money, and if you don't have money, you are nothing. You are nothing. Nothing to them whatsoever. You're carbon, and they want to get rid of carbon. When the banks collapse, you're going to know. When this whole system collapses, and 2030 is only 7 years from now, and look what has changed in 3. Look what has changed in 3 years. You don't think this is going to happen? You don't think we're going to have 15-minute cities? But you know what? A lot of people say, oh, 15-minute cities are great. The Great Reset is awesome. We're going to own nothing, and we're going to be so happy about it. And we're going to have all these things that occupy us. And there's going to be a whole lot less people, but you know what? Who cares, right? Or some people, oh, you're crazy. You're crazy. This is never going to happen. None of this is going this way. You're just a conspiracy theorist. Am I? So when you're eating bugs in your 15-minute city, and someday you realize, hey, I can't go anywhere even if I wanted to, what are you going to think then? We own nothing. You're herded into one of those stack 'em, pack 'em apartment buildings where your life consists of nothing, really. 4 walls, some internet, maybe you work from home, maybe get universal basic income. You can't travel. I mean, why would they let you travel, right? Like, our whole environment. Oh my goodness, climate change. You guys can't fly. You guys aren't going to be able to fly. That's for the people that are going to reign and rule over you. Are you nuts? They're the ones that can have private jets, and they're the ones that can so-called ruin the environment. Because you know what? They have the money to pay for it. That is what they say. That is their words, not mine. That's how they're the ones that are self-righteous, right? Oh, well, since I'm a gazillionaire, I can just take this little jet here and then I can just fix it and throw money at the problem. But those little minions, those ones under us, no, they don't have any money. They can't do that. We're going to tell them. We're going to tell them they can't fly. We're going to tell them they need to eat bugs. We're going to tell them. We're going to tell them that a virus is out to get them. And if they don't take this thing that we tell them, then they're all going to die. What was in that? What was in that little thing, their little solution? In 2025, when those Deagal charts, if those Deagal charts, if they come to pass, what's that going to be from? See, it's not just the New World Order. It's Revelation 13. It's a spiritual battle. And that's the next video I need to do for y'all. I do. Because that's huge. And if you're not seeing things now, or if you're seeing them and you excuse them, or call others self-righteous for being concerned about them, well, there's nothing that can be said. You will be as happy as you can be, owning nothing, being happy, eating bugs, maybe even offing yourself. I don't know. Can't afford it. The housing crisis and the rental crisis is a real thing, guys. I'm going through it myself. I need to find a place, and the place that the first house, the second house I owned, the last house I owned, we bought for $185,000. When we first sold it, we sold it for $270,000. I think it was sold in between that, and I just saw it go on the market for $599,000, $600,000 for a $185,000 home. Okay, I would have made $600,000 if I was still in that house. But what the heck am I going to buy to put myself in now? A $2,000 apartment for a 3-bedroom? That's just lodging alone. This is all happening for a reason, guys. It's all happening. This was meant to happen. And this video is really long and I have got to cut it off. There's so much more that I wanted to say, but the only thing I want you to take away from this video is that things are collapsing. You're either going to decide to see what's going on for yourselves. You're going to defend it because you have the mind of the enemy, and I'm sorry, but that's the only thing I can see there. Or so you're either going to see it for yourself, you're going to have the heart of the enemy and just think it's great, or you're just going to accept it because you know what? There's nothing little old you can do about it. And there is nothing we can do about it now, by the way, as a whole. There isn't. Individually, there's lots you can do, and that's another video. So if you made it to the end of the video, and this is long and I apologize, please like, share, subscribe. My videos are doing a little bit better now, and I really have to say that I'm liking this channel growing, and if you could help me out with that, that would be awesome. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.